Well, we first started out the program by calling it Caps for Cool Kids because we were first collecting hats for children with cancer. But what we found out is when we started inviting children to the pool party, many of the children that wanted to attend weren't able to because they were in the hospital. So while Meredith and I were visiting a pediatric oncologist in Charlotte and delivering invitations to his patients, we ran into a dear friend of mine that I had not seen for years. She introduced me to a child that she was with, and she said, Melanie, she said, you remember Jessica, don't you? I knew Jessica was her daughter, but I didn't realize that this Jessica belonged to her. This child was very pale, she had no hair. It broke my heart when I saw her, because I just realized that not only Pat now was taking care of children in the community, but now she was taking care of a child of her own that had cancer. Pat and I rekindled our friendship and started talking about ways that we could really reach out to the families of children with cancer as well as to the children, because the needs of that population is enormous. And Pat and I said, how can we get into the hospital and serve those children that were unable, to come to the pool party events? And wouldn't it be neat to have like a hope chest or a treasure chest go into the hospitals so that we could provide gifts to the children and keep them active and pretty much bring the pool party to the hospital was what we were aiming for.
This is what it's all about to me, being there for other kids, kids learning about what other kids are dealing with, and kids having some compassion for it.
Presently we have 7 treasure chests, local in North and South Carolina, and our hope and our goal is to have 1 placed in every state, and our projection is to have 5 placed each year, with Lowe's being our sponsor and helping us build our treasure chests.
Today we're building a treasure chest that we donate to Presbyterian Hospital. We're doing this for this community and for this hospital and for her, and hopefully it'll be something that'll grow throughout the country.
I just hope that the children can enjoy it.
Olivia's 5 years old today. She's a beautiful young girl who happened to have rhabdomyosarcoma when she was a year and a half. We went through a year of chemotherapy. There were a lot of times we had to rush up there in the middle of the night. You'd leave a toy behind, and then she was there for a couple of days, and what do you do with an 18-month-old child with cancer who doesn't need to be playing with toys in the child life? For pediatric cancer patients, they are there so often and so long that they live there. So to take home something, children, once they get happy with a toy or an item, they think it's theirs. They become attached to it.
Pat said that a little gift of kindness would mean so much to these families, because Pat often mentioned that chemotherapy patients can be there for months in the hospital. It's hard enough keeping your child busy in a car, going on a trip, let alone in a hospital bed.
I had a very bad fever and I wasn't feeling good.
Really?
Yeah.
And how long have you been here this time?
For a month almost.
Pat would always say, let me just get Jessica better, then you and I are going to go on a mission, and we're going to share our treasure chest or our hope chest with everyone that will listen. I was working at the hospital one Sunday afternoon. We were getting ready to go on a lunch break, and the nurses were looking at some of the Christmas, after-sale Christmas ads in the paper, and I looked to the left-hand side of the page where the paper was open at, and as I looked down, Pat's picture was in there. It was then I realized that was her obituary. someone had run a red light and unfortunately hit the family car, and Pat was killed. And so we put a stop on efforts with the treasure chest and decided that maybe it was kind of best to stop at that moment. But anyway, she was always a person of true determination in life. And so I just really felt, and talked to the family about it too, that it was really best to take this awful situation, because Jessica was doing so well, that we really needed to continue these efforts and turn this bad situation into something positive, because that's what Pat would want us to do. And even though she's no longer here with us, I believe she's here in spirit, and I believe she helps with every effort that we continue with today.
We met a little girl, and she had just come out of surgery, and it was her first day. And we gave her a Beanie Baby, and the mom said that was the first time she's seen her smile this whole day. That was really cool.
She was diagnosed at 4.5 years old with ALL, leukemia. After bone marrow, spinals, she's had several surgical procedures, gallbladder surgery, for her to get to go in there and pick out a prize. That's like her reward for having to go through that procedure, and it's a bright spot for them to get to go through there and pick out what they'd like, but it was very helpful for our family. I think that what Melanie's doing with the treasure chest is a wonderful thing, and I would love to see all the hospitals do that, especially any that deal with pediatric patients, because being a mother, I've seen what they go through, and you know, some days just to see a smile on their face is just worth its weight in gold.
The volunteer opportunities with the I'm a Kool Kid Foundation are endless. If you're a church, a school, a youth group, or any kind of a civic organization that wants to give back to your respective local children's hospital, please contact us. You can visit our website, or you can send us an email, because love is sharing your heart with a child. And if you would like to help these special cool kids, please contact us and we will put you to work.